That's right. You guys thought you won the game on a trigger? No. The Sakura crew. We got the triggers. Let's go. All right. Not a great example of how you win. Let's find another one. Welcome back, Sakura crew. I have another Ace video for you today. Blue Yellow Ace is at it again. This time we are hitting the OP11 meta. Now, it's not the strongest into the meta. I need to warn you that, but we're working at it. I feel like this is proper cope right now, but the more you train with the weights on, the stronger you get. And I feel like that's what we're doing for Ace. We're just prepping for Odin here. Now, we do have a surprise visitor. We don't have access to Odin at the start of OP11, but what we do have access to is a good replacement. We have Odin, Yamato Odin. Now, this card, I'm not sure why I didn't think of this one sooner. It's not the biggest body, and I was looking for a bigger body in general. And I do think this can also work once we get our Odin. So last time I had been exploring Kaido and Enel for that big slot. I might put Yamato in there instead. And no, it doesn't have the power that I wanted in that slot, but it's got something else that works well with this deck. Now, what it can do is with Odin, I'm going to talk about both decks at the same time. I'm going to talk about the OP11 deck and I'm going to talk about the future Odin deck. Both decks, we're trying to gain a lot of life early using this Sanji effect. And the more life we gain, the better. We can usually easily get to 5 life with this. We can sometimes get to 6. And if our leader is a mono deck, they're going to have a lot of life. And if they're not a mono deck, they might be, still having 4 life, possibly 3 life towards that end stage, depending how you play it. Now, the reason why this is important is we're gaining a lot of value with our deck in general from this effect, but we're not converting that value. And this Yamato converts that value. Because on play, you KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost that's equal to or less than the total life of you and your opponents. Then if you have 1 or less life, you may add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life area. Now, you won't likely to be using this KO gainer life, but if you've got 6 life and they've got 3, you're KOing a 9 cost off the board. And this could be a win con for facing these strong blue purple Luffy decks that run the 9 cost Sanji and Mums. So just being able to knock one off the board with one of these while setting up a big body is something that I'm playing around with. Not sure that it's going to work, but it is something that we might have in our favor here. The other things in our favor are the Red Rock. Now, I'm going to go through this whole deck because we haven't looked at an OP11 profile by itself. It is very similar to what I was using in the Structure Deck 22 profile, but I'll go through it anyway. We're running the 5-cost Ace here. This is the one that finds us a 2-cost and then plays out a 2-cost from hand. So searches the top 5 cards of your deck, and then it grabs onto hand, then you can play a 2-cost rested. This is good because we've got 2 costs that we can play. At the very least, finding a 2-cost is great for us. I'm more often than not using that effect with something like an Ace. So play the Ace, play this out, find a 2-cost, bring it to hand, we're setting up a next turn play. Cool. Pudding is great against a lot of the decks at the moment because they can all get big hands. So playing Blue Purple Luffy, Katakuri gets a big hand as well. Green Purple Luffy does to a certain extent. Could be a good interrupt just to come in, play that out, and stop a giant from presenting itself. We're yet to see how all of the meta is going to pan out with OP11 with all these new starter decks. So I don't know. It might be handy for some other decks as well. We'll see. All right. Other 5 costs we got is this Ace. This one's really good to play with this Luffy because it is a 6,000 power character. This Nami is a better version of this Ace. So Nami on play allows you to look at the top 3 cards, or sorry, draw 3 cards and return 2 cards to the top or bottom of your deck. Ace does the same, except you only get to draw 2 cards and then put them to the top or bottom. So 3 versus 2 here, both blockers, both 5k, 5 cost 6k, both 1k. So this is just a better version of the Ace, but this Ace is still good because it works with our Kid Ace here. I'll have a look at our other 5 costs here. We've got Satori. Satori is one of the best 5 costs that we can find because 2 reasons. One, he's a 2k. So if we need a 2k, we find him, we bring him to hand through our Sanji effect, we've got a 2k in hand. He also has the trigger effect where you can play him out, and then playing out a 5,000 power body, amazing. Nami. Now I don't think Nami was in my Odin version, but Nami is a great card because Nami KOs. And I feel as though we're going to see a lot of Betty at the top, probably a lot of Zoro at the top. And these cards are playing lots of wide characters. They're trying to go wide. Even Green Purple Luffy is trying to go wide on you. And this stops them going wide while drawing cards for you. So really good card to have. And it's a 5 cost. So we're able to find it with our leader and get it back to our hand through Sanji or one of these other effects. Or we could leave it in as a trigger. Also good. We have Brule, mostly there as a trigger. We got the Ace, as we mentioned. So yeah, 5 costs that we're running: Nami, Satori, Ace, Ace, Nami. So 20. We're running 25 costs in the deck. Still likely to whiff, one whiff a game, pretty much. If the game goes long enough. All right, 2 costs that we have. We have the Sanji, our turn 1 play. This is a must. You got to play this card if you're playing Ace. This is what you want. We have Flampe. I've reduced that down because it's not as useful in this deck because we don't have Odin. We don't need to have as big of a hand to protect it. Still a great card though. We have the Hiyori, must-have card in this deck, and we have Viola, which is also great because you can still ensure you get life even if you don't have the Sanji by turning that face up card face down. And looking at your opponent's life is also pretty useful. So I think that covers these main cards. We have the 3 Grav Blades, 1 Red Rock. Now, I've sort of opted for this variation. Our biggest threat in this meta is the Blue Purple Luffy. And the Blue Purple Luffy plays big bodies that can't be touched by the Grav Blades. But here's my reasoning behind this. If you're to go into any form of competition, you see the Blue Purple Luffy, even with Red Rocks, you're likely to lose. It's just how it is. It's just such a strong deck, and decks that play a lot of 5 costs aren't going to be favored against it. What is going to be favorable is these really aggro decks, and I think we're going to see a lot of aggro decks. So this build is more designed to go against aggro decks, and that's why we have the Grav Blades in here. We've got 3 of those because we see a Grav Blade, we're taking down a aggro deck, not a problem. So here's the build. It's, as I said, designed for aggro. You see a blue pepper Luffy. Not liking your odds, possible, because we have a win con now, but not liking your odds. However, if an aggro deck sees you, they ain't liking their odds. So let's jump on in. I have 2 games lined up for you, showing you this one into Bello Betty. And yes, Bello Betty is, I've been picking on Bello Betty a lot lately. Last one with Nami, this time with Ace. Anyway, Bello Betty should be a very easy matchup for blue-yellow decks. Let's see how that goes. All right, we have Ace into Betty here. Now, we got a Grav Blade and Sanji, so we're going to keep this, and they chose to go second, which isn't our preferred, but still fine against this deck. Because the only KO that they really are going to do to us is the Lindbergh, I think his name was, which isn't a big, Lindbergh, this one here. So we'll have enough time to be able to get our Sanji out and do some damage here. Now, it's in Betty's interest not to defend that because we want them to have low hand. They're better off to have the tools by taking life. So I feel like that puts us in a good position because we can make the game go long. We're not worried by that. All right. We don't have a way. We don't have a way to KO this unless we draw a Nami. Nami is the other card that you want. If you have a Nami and a Grav Blade, you're winning this match. So let's win this match. Now, we won't get to Sanji this turn. Don't worry, we'll get our value soon. And we'll get to draw from this Nami as well. KO Lindbergh, protecting our Sanji, end turn. And yeah, this is playing out very nicely for us right now. Now, they just found themselves a Ivankov. Was it the 4 cost or the 4 cost? Yep. So hopefully they boost it because them boosting it trashes a card. Nice. We want this. This is what we want. And so next turn we're on 7 Don. Just want to point this out. We're on 7 Don next turn. And they are going to lose their board. The whole board gone next turn. Take that one. Okay, not their whole board because they didn't attack with this. They couldn't attack with this turn. So we will attack. Yeah. Should have been Sanji. I'll keep Sanji protected still. And then we'll attack 5 into Betty. And Grav Blade these 2. And there's no way they can come back from that. Not a chance. Okay, that's good. What I'm actually going to do... Nah, I'll stick with Ivankov. This is cool. And They'll discard a card as well. Now look at their hand now. How can they protect their board with this? With nothing. Do they think they're going to get through? They've got 3 attackers. They're setting up for a next turn win. What do they got? So this came out this turn. They've got a 6 and 2 5s. We have them 1, 2, 6, 1. We can't fully protect it. We can't fully protect it. But maybe they'll go, like it's got more health than our leader. So we'll try. I think it's better to block this. I think I'll keep this one. Actually, I don't even need to because I've got Sanji. We can do fun Sanji things still. So I'm going to go like this here. All right. Now, realistically, they have the stronger position. Oh, 3 Yamatos. That's crazy. That's crazy. Can't even spread them out. Now, they've got none in hand. We want to get rid of their biggest threats here. We need to use 2 Don. We'll have 5 left, so that's perfect. We'll take out this one. Still not worried about our position here. They have to swing in order to do damage, and they won't have enough to get through next turn. And this is their next biggest, or no, I need to, if I were to trigger, no, we play slow and safe. We play safe here. And I might put Ace back at the top for a search next turn. We're not protecting Sanji. So they've got 4 attacks. Place on top. We'll put this one. Viola for next turn would be good. So I'll keep Viola and then I'll keep her safe. And then I'll discard Nami if I need to. Okay, so they're opting for... Will they discard to bump up there? Yep. All right, so we've got 4 attackers. There's no point even trying to protect Sanji right now. But if we were to trigger a Satori, then we would have a game. So let's see what happens. I'm inviting them to attack my life. Nope. No. No Satori. Okay. That is still okay. We want to get rid of this. Maybe we get rid of these 2 and drop We'll just check if we got one here first. Yeah, we do. We'll grab this. Ace seems to be going well for us. All right. This is good. This is good. We got this. We got this. We've got this one down. Then we'll take this one down. Leaves them with 4 attackers. And we'll have 2 life. And we'll have 2 blockers up as well. So unless they've got something to rest, I think there's a Kuma that can do it. A KO. So Kuma could KO Viola if they drew it. And that's sort of their only way that they're surviving this. And we'll do Nami, not Ace. Actually, smarter play. We'll do this. Although we don't have any others, so that doesn't work. Place on top. We'll do this on top and then this on top. No, we wanted that one. We wanted that one this turn, didn't we? All right. Yeah, that was a mistake. Take the top. We'll swap it with anything here. Just do Nami. All right. That should have been Viola. Could cost us the game because now we've only got 1 blocker against 4 attackers. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3. And we're going to have to hard block 1, which I think we should be able to do with 6 counter, potentially 7. So yeah, we're good, but definitely made a mistake on that. The question is, do I protect this one? Because if I protect this, well, actually, look here for a sec. This is interesting. I don't want to lose this Nami the Nami here just yet. So I'm actually going to block this out. Yep. We're going to block that. Then they need to commit three. Okay. We can get out of this as well. And then we keep the Nami and we're just going for the top card, which we know what that is already, which is no good for our next turn. It's not good enough. Although they've got no blockers. They've got no blockers. That's interesting. Yeah, so we're just going in for game this turn. Because this 5... Okay, so we use 5 Don, we get through. We use 1 more Don, we get through. And then they have 2, so that's a maths win. That is a maths win. The only thing that can stop us is a trigger. A trigger. Okay. A trigger stopped us. Ooh, that's not good. All right. We'll swing in. We'll swing in to get this one. And play viola. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might still be okay here. This game should have gone a bit quicker than this. Really should have. All right. So we have a blocker, 3 life. That's 4 attacks. We just need to defend 1 attack with 5 cards, essentially. This should be fine. Once again. Unless they get that Kuma. I told you about this Kuma. All right. Very deadly. We have triggers too, you know. Okay. No block. This one's Nami. Seven. 5, 6, 7, 8. That is I'm just calculating here if we can bait them in, and we're likely to see 2 9s. What's the chance that this is a 1k, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If this is a 1k, we could bait them all the way. No, they have this card as well. 7, 8, 2 8. I think we're okay here. Trying to just bait them into this. This should swing next. Okay, we have to block this out then. But they've just lost their blocker, so we're okay with that. They've still got 2 swings coming. Reverse triggered, right? That's right. You guys thought you won the game on a trigger? No. The Sakura crew. We got the triggers. Let's go. All right. Not a great example of how you win. Let's find another one. All right. A second Bello Betty. We want second. Always second. 2 Yamatos together. Let's mulligan this one. Got the Sanji. Got a Yamato. What we really want for this matchup, though, is Grav Blades and Nummies. But we get to go second, which is good for us. It's good. Real good. All right, swinging into our leader here. We don't want to give them anything. So I'm going to defend this one. And I'm not sure. If I had a Viola or a Hiyori, I'd probably do that this turn. I think we're okay. We'll have a look. We'll grab, there's the Grav Blades, right? There is the Grav Blades. We'll put that like So, like so. All right. And turn us into a 5k leader. Gain a life. And they won't take this. They'll take this, not this. We could be mean and not attack now. But I don't think there's much point. We got this. 3 more turns and we're dropping Yamato. And if we don't touch their life, there'll be 4 costs that we can KO. Their blocker is 1. 1 target. And I think the other blockers are 6k, the koala. A 6 cost, sorry. Or is it a 5 cost 6k? Might be a 5 cost 6k. Hopefully, 5 cost is easier to hit with a Yamato. Ooh, coming in with this pretty early. And we've got 1 more attack here. I think we're not going to take any life. Wait, if they swing this into Sanji, then I can't defend it. So we will take life. Okay, all right. That's fine. I'm going to give them 2 cards here because I want... No, this is good to put at the top. Never mind. We can... This is really good. Use this. Have a look here. We have a Nami. Nami I like. I do like a Nami. Swing here. Take this life. Gain a life. I might even Hiyori this back. Could be fun. Could be fun. And we got Brule as well. Yeah, I think we just do that. Hiyori. Take the top life. Turn it into Nami. And turn. And yeah, Nami, Brule, KO, probably this one. They will swing with this one though. So maybe we go for this. Leave this on board so they can keep dragging cards from their hand onto the board so we can keep destroying them. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. Actually, all of them can attack, right? Now, if they swing with this first, that's a mistake. They need to swing with Karasu first. Okay, good. But they've loaded Don onto this. So what do I go for here? This one is still the big threat. No blocker, resolve, use trigger, Brule, goodbye. Take that. Whoa. Okay. Got more triggers where that came from. But I've got no more triggers in hand. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. All right, 8. We are 1 turn away. We are 1 turn away. Let's get some life back. Yes, like this life. We'll do some stuff with this one. We need to clear this off the board. Could put another Sanji down as well. Use card. gain a life. Let's go. Defending that out. Not a problem. Can't defend it out again though, can you? And we'll drop. I'm going to drop a blocker instead. And have a look at the opponent's life here. Okay. Trigger. If your leader, yep. If your opponent's life cards is 5 or less. Okay. That is a bit nasty. Let's do it this way. Give them this early. All right. Okay, that's fine. Which Karasu did they find? They found the one that hurts us most. We are going to Yamato them this turn. So, hit me in the face. I dare you. No block. Wait. I need to have 4 life to KO this. KO that. So we can take this one. And they're not swinging. Setting up for the big play. Okay. Okay, that is fine. I can deal with that. This is the blocker here. So we don't actually want to swing at all. We're just going to draw this out, KO this, and end turn. And then we can do the same again next turn. This is pretty much guaranteed. They need to KO the blocker and get through all of my counter, which is, how many 2Ks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2Ks plus this. We've got 12K in counter. Absolutely huge. And that's game on the spot there. They didn't realize they had this card. We had the information. Thank you, Viola. So yeah, that is Ace into Betty. I didn't need the Grav Blades. Did get some nice triggers, which did help. But I think even still, we were getting through this game. And look, we had another trigger at the bottom here. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this one. I will put some more time into this Ace leader. I am hoping to play around with some of these Wano cards from the new starter deck. I feel as though having a searcher for Wano could be beneficial for this deck, because we do have, if we're using this Yamato, we have this as a nice target that we want to find, but we also have Hiyori, which is another target of Wano, which is really useful for this deck. So happy to find either of those. So we'll explore using the yellow searcher, and I'll bring that to you guys so you can see how that performs. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.